Hey guys, what is up? I am making this video because working at the gym now, I see a lot of the same issues. It's my lower back hurts, my feet hurt, and you have to think that everything is connected and that some simple movements and things to do to help with lower back pain can literally last 2 minutes of exercising and help you tremendously so you don't have your back hurting, your hips hurting, things like that. So I'm gonna share some simple movements, exercises, and things you can do with minimal equipment that's going to help with lower back pain, having you more flexible. I'm gonna start off with telling you what we're gonna do today and then go through it and how it's going to help you. So some of the things, first one is a lacrosse ball roll on the bottom of your feet. You can use a golf ball. I don't have one, so I'm just gonna use a lacrosse ball. And that is, where do I have it? Here it is. So this is a lacrosse ball. It costs literally like, I'm trying to get this light a little better in here. Like $1, $2 at like Academy or a sports store. We're gonna do foam rolling on the side of your thigh. We're gonna do foam rolling on your quadricep. We're gonna put this ball also to your butt, and then also a hold lunge so that it stretches out your hip flexors and help get some more movement and mobility in your hip flexors. So the first one we're gonna start off with is the golf ball roll or lacrosse ball roll. So with the lacrosse ball roll, you want to slightly put pressure on your foot, but you do not need a lot. We have very fine muscle fibers and bones on our feet, so we don't need to go crazy. But literally just stand there and roll back and forth on the bottom of your foot. Get into your arch on the side, and the inside and on the outside. What this is going to do is help with foot adhesions. It's going to help with your sore feet, especially if you're walking on concrete all day, you're standing all day. If you're driving in the car a lot, you have your foot flexed here, driving, and this foot's kind of cramped in the corner of your car. So just rolling on your foot for just 1 minute each side, and you can do this every day. You can roll standing up. If you don't have stability, you can do something as simple as sitting here watching TV, just nice little roll. This is gonna help with blood flow, blood circulation. You have to think that impact on the bottom of your feet transitions upward, and that's what causes pain through your ankle, through your knee, and it's going to transition up through your hip. So getting some less tension on the bottom of your foot is going to transfer up and be less sore and tense in the lower back. Hope that makes sense. This actually feels really great. So yeah, just each foot, 1 time. You can do 2 times, alternate back and forth. Do this every day, and you're gonna feel a huge difference in your arch, in your feet, and even in your lower back. The next exercise that you can work on is foam rolling the side of your thigh. This is going to help release tension in your gluteus. It's gonna help with your TFL and your IT band here. So you can start off by using a simple foam roller. You can also progress to something a little bit more harder, more rigid. If you feel like you actually want to degress down from something that's not a foam roller, they have those half foam rollers. So it's like half this, and it allows you to be closer to the ground, less uncomfortable. That way you're not supporting your body up. So I'm gonna show you what this exercise is. So bear with me, I don't have a ton of room in my living room, but I want to show you just how to get set up. So the foam roller side to thigh, or side of thigh, you're going to put the roller right here below your hip. You're going to get down and put your forearm on the floor. This is going to help give you support. And then cross your leg over so that you can use your leg to drive forward and back. And this is going to keep you stable. So you want to roll all the way down. I'm hitting my head on the couch, but you want to roll all the way down right near the knee, and then roll all the way back up to that hip, and just draw this leg forward and back. If you find a spot that you feel some adhesion, so like knots or like a super tender spot, roll for a few seconds, find that tender spot, leave it there, hold it there for 30 seconds. Make sure you're breathing in and out, help with blood flow. You don't want to lock up your breath, and it's just going to help keep you more relaxed. So hold it there for 30 seconds and then continue rolling. Another variation is having that half roller. That way you're not so high up off the ground. So if you have like wrist problems or elbow issues, instead of having this support, the half roller, which I don't have, will allow you to be closer to the ground, so you're a little bit more down here. And you just place that roller here 30 seconds and just move it along down your leg, and that way you can kind of help release that tension throughout your leg muscles. And then when you get to that side, you'll rotate and do this right side. Same thing. If you don't want to get down on your forearm, another variation is if you don't have any wrist problems, keep that hand up. That way you can be more at an angle and roll like this. All right, so I'm going to show you another exercise. This is more of a static stretch. This is going to be the lunge. That's going to help with stretching your hip flexors. So when you do this leg, you're going to get down into a lunge, hover that back knee above the ground. You don't want to place it on the ground because it's going to put pressure on your knees. You're going to place both of your hands on the inside part of your leg and just rest there and hold. This is going to help stretch right in here, help stretch your hips. And you just hold that for 30 seconds to a minute. Once you're complete, get out of that movement and rotate and feel that stretch right in here, down in your quad and right through here, and even in the inside of your thigh. Hold that for 30 seconds to a minute. The next exercise is going to be a quad roll. So we're going to get our foam roller. It can be this one, or it can be a little bit more intense one. Both are great. Beauty of rolling at your quads and how that really affects your hips is you have to imagine, so imagine I'm standing because I have this camera low, so I just want to show you. Imagine your muscles being like a rubber band. If your muscles are really tight, they kind of contract in, but if you release that tension, they're more elongated and allow you to have more movement. So if I'm here and I have tight quads, so imagine they're like more restricted, it makes me want to lean forward because my muscles aren't able to expand and stretch out. So if you're leaning forward because they're tight, you start arching your lower back, and if you arch your lower back, that puts pressure on your hips and cause that lower back pain. So by rolling out your quads, it allows you to elongate those muscles, relax them, stay more upright, activating your core muscles and putting less pressure on your lower back, and it's going to help you tremendously. So same thing. I'm going to try and get into the proper position so you can see, but this is a half roller. There's some that are a lot longer. What you're going to do is get down, place the roller on the top of your hips, on your legs, and use your arms to drive forward and roll. When you are in this position, make sure that you're keeping your core activated. You don't want to like arch your back down on the roller or hover forward. So keep a neutral spine and really focus on rolling the quads. You'll notice that as you're rolling them, they'll relax and your posture will be a lot more upright, less pressure on that lower back. The last exercise is going to be ball to butt. I know it sounds really funny, but it's so beneficial because you're getting that hip flexor that's very tight. You have to think that your lower back can really hurt from standing all day, standing on concrete. If you have a desk job, if you're sitting down, you are locked up in that hinge where your hips are, and it's putting pressure because if you're just sitting still and no movement, those muscles get really tired and they kind of tighten up and lock up. So you really want to make sure that you can relax and have less lower back pain. But the beauty of this is these exercises are really simple to do at work, whether you're standing all day or you have a desk job. So you can easily put this in your drawer at work, and when you take a break, you can pull this out and do butt to ball, ball to butt, ball to butt, and go against the wall. It's much easier than like crawling around on the floor, unless you do it at home, but I'll just show you the version I like, which is against the wall. So you're gonna put this ball, I'm gonna show you more in a different position than what you'll actually be in, but you're gonna place it, my hip bone is right here, and you wanna place it where you feel that dip in the muscle right there. You're gonna put it in that little crevice. So you're gonna have to find that sweet spot. You can use the lacrosse ball because it's small, kind of gets in there. If you have more body fat, more weight on you, a tennis ball or a baseball is gonna give you a little bit more surface area. So use a baseball if you want it harder, tennis ball to start off with. So what you're gonna do is lean in there and roll. Here's my hip bone. You're gonna roll throughout your butt and your hip. You don't want to go all the way back here where your spine's at, because it starts getting a little bit more bony and you're not doing anything back there. So find that sweet spot, roll in here. That's right where that hurts for me. So what I'm going to do is find that spot that's very tender. You don't want to feel pain like it's not in the good spot. You want to find the tenderness of that muscle. So here it is. It's going to hurt. Put slight pressure on it. Keep breathing and count to 30 seconds while you're breathing and holding that spot. So we'll say 30 seconds goes by. I'm going to roll back into it and do this 2 to 3 times. Then start on this side. Same thing. Find that sweet spot, hold it there for 30 seconds. And that's it. So I hope this video was very helpful. It's literally just 5 exercises to do. It can take you 10 to 15 minutes. Do it every day. Do it at least 2 to 3 times a week. Fit it in your schedule, make it happen. It's very minimal equipment, something that you can bring at work or do after work at home. But you want to help keep that mobility in your hips, because it really affects the way you can walk. If you start pronating your feet in, it affects your knees. You start having knee pain. Then it's just like a domino effect, one thing after another. So by doing some rolling on the quads, relaxing those hips, rolling the ball on your feet, all those things will tie in to have proper form, help not have muscle imbalance or compensations, and allow you to be more active and more comfortable just doing everyday life things like walking up the stairs, sitting and standing, things of that nature. So stay tuned for more videos. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe and give it a thumbs up, and even share to those that you know have some lower back pain and that you know this video will benefit them. Thank you, and I'll see you guys next time.